And I believe we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, May 11th, 2023, 4 o'clock p.m. We're on time today. Yeah, baby. Canook Park, California, 2LaneLIVE headquarters. Today we're going live with Daughters of the Road. They got quite the story. But I guess before we get into it, this episode is brought to you by EagleRider Motorcycle Rentals and Tours. Don't forget to check out 2LaneLIVE.com to see how you can go on a trip, save some money, and enjoy the ride. And, well,
what do you got there?
Beers, baby.
Oh, so what is that one?
That's
a juicy fruit
force.
Fruit force.
Huh. Yes.
And it tastes just like a fruit juice. I mean, it's crazy.
Pretty fruity. See, you know, this is really kind of cool that we're going to be talking with the Daughters of the Road, and we just finished a daughter road trip.
And I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA.
Wow.
And yes, it was a great trip with our daughters.
And we're with the Daughters of the Road trip with daughters. I mean, this whole thing is like.
So you had taken Lauren around, I think a day ride to Ojai or something, right?
Yep.
Alyssa has been on a motorcycle with me on the dirt or side by sides. She's driven her own four-wheelers, that kind of stuff, but never had been on Harley other than going around the block. So Justin called me and said, that seems like you were so happy. And I was. It was so great to share the experience with her. And she just got to see what her mom sees, this variety of smells and the beautiful scenery and having dinner and spending a hotel at night in the hotel and waking up on the beach the next day. It was just
doing our vibe.
Everything was so great. And they had such a great time. And the two girls, they got along. They're DMing each other.
They're friends now. Lauren spent most of her young life at the racetracks all over the country with her brother, but never really riding, you know, so, but hey.
And Josh, what a great edit yesterday. It's very cool.
Thank you, sir.
What do we have? Two more?
Yeah, we got two more, and they're looking pretty cool. The next one is to Hearst Castle. Some pretty rad stuff through there. Some great riding, kind of just tooled around. But
so go back tonight when you're done and you watch the video from yesterday's drop. It was really awesome, really fun, a lot of energy. I mean, subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's going to be more coming. We're going to finish off this year with so many awesome trips, and we got some cool exclusive stuff coming up that we'll share later. Not today, but when we can.
Speaking of exclusive, what's up with the sport coat?
Well, this is from our day of when we would do the keyboard warrior stuff, and I thought I'd just throw it on today because I don't know why.
We ran out of shitty comments. We used to here and there get some mean, mean internet people talking shit, and now it's just gone. So,
and everyone's
nice.
I woke up this morning. I'm like, I can't wait to have this podcast today, and the Daughters of the Road are just so awesome. So I felt like
very American,
patriotic.
We love it.
my flag, my socks, USA, let's go. So as you can see, we have dressed up for the occasion. We got patriotic, and we got a sport coat, and we're ready to have a really good time. But
I will.
Real quick.
You go for it.
Real quick. We have something new on our website. Ooh. Reflective windbreaker, safety, keep the wind off. It'll keep a little bit of rain off you as well. So get over to 2LaneLIVE.com and check out some cool stuff.
Woo! Wow.
I wore mine this morning.
Yes.
Hey, so look, they're tired of us just, talking and rapping. Let's get some great guests in, and let's do that.
Before we do, I've been slacking on the intros. So I decided.
You're going to go for it?
This is totally from the top of my head, not reading off of a screen that's in front of me. Who are we? Daughters of the Road is an initiative using the vehicle of 2 and 4 wheels in order to open a dialogue, contributing to the empowerment of women globally. With its inception in 2015 as an online blog with contributors Kristen, Lassen, and Giselle Levy, they use the power of social media to connect women in the motorsports world and share their stories. What started as a blog has now sprouted into many facets of the digital space. There's a lot more. We'll let them tell the rest. And this week, I've decided to not drink a 12% beer. So we're live, baby. What's happening, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, I love the introduction. We could sit here and just watch. Yeah.
From the top of the head.
Well, we're super stoked to have you guys on. I know you guys have been friends for a while, and recently you kind of started off this Daughters of the Road podcast. I know it's been around for a while. I didn't really know that until we were talking to you yesterday.
I listen to it every week.
They haven't been podcasting every week.
Yeah.
Reruns.
Rewatching, right? You're rewatching episodes.
Of course, he's rewatching.
Yes.
But yeah, so we know you guys. Luckily, this industry, has some pretty cool people in it. And Kristen, you were dating someone that we know quite well when you're not anymore, but that's good. Or whatever.
Whoa.
and then Brandi with Dustin, and we've seen you at Sturgis, and we've seen you around and so you guys are awesome people. We love your attitudes. We love who you are as people. And we just want to spend an hour or so with you shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Exactly. Yeah, we are so excited because you guys do everything we love. So it's super easy to connect like that.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I was reading on both of you. It sounds like both of you started with like your fathers, and even Brandi, I think I read something about your grandfather as well, right?
Her grandfather.
Or your grandfather. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we can date back there. So my grandpa always talks about my great grandpa, Jess. I never met him. He was long gone before I came into the picture, but supposedly he rode the Wall of Death. And
really?
Yeah, my grandpa loves to tell that story. I don't have any pictures of it, so I don't know the validity of it, but that's the story in our family. And my grandpa rode, and he has he's going through some TIA, some stroke stuff, so he's losing a lot of his memories, but the memories he has, every time he talks to me, it's always motorcycles, so it's pretty exciting that we get to shoot that. And then my dad, he's a master tech at Harley-Davidson, and he made me get my motorcycle license at 17. I was actually pretty against it, which is funny. I was like, nah, that's not my thing. Like, no. And he had this trip planned to Sturgis, and I was supposed to ride my own motorcycle there. And I was like, oh, well, I'm just not going to get my license, and then I won't have to go. But no, literally the weekend before, he put me in a class because I hadn't had my license yet. And then the next weekend, I rode 5,000 miles to Sturgis and back. So
nice
introduction to riding motorcycles.
Wow. So are you technical with working on bikes as well because of your father?
Yeah. So I actually went to Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, and I have a certification in Harley-Davidson specialty, basically. And I worked at dealerships as a technician, and now I get to work on my own bikes.
Well, it's good to have that knowledge base for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's one thing that me and my dad now connect on. Like every time we talk, it's like, what are you working on? Like what's next? What tools do you need? Like, it's pretty cool.
So Brandi, tell us a little bit about your background as well.
Mine was much different. My dad wasn't around a lot, but I knew he rode motorcycles. There was random times he would show up on different choppers and come through. So I knew he always rode. It wasn't until 2010, my ex-husband rode, and I rode behind him on one trip, and I was like, I want to ride my own. So we came back from Laughlin, from the river run, and I went and took the class, and that's all she wrote. I became very, very passionate about it. I love riding every single day. And then I quit a job that I made pretty good money at and jumped into the motorcycle world with both feet. Took a huge pay cut, but now I'm getting back to where I was.
That's awesome.
I'm living the dream. Like this is not a reality that I didn't think this was a reality. I was always told it wasn't a reality. Like I'd never make money in motorcycling. This is dumb. And that's not true.
Definitely not true. I mean, you're looking at two guys that have reinvented themselves later in life, and it's all around motorcycles, and we're doing what we want.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
So Brandi, you're the media manager at Red Rock.
Yes, I work for Red Rock full time. I do all of our marketing and events, so I do some social, but mainly my main focus is creating experiences here at the dealership for everybody. So. Right,
and Kristen?
Yeah, so I primarily work with American Flat Track. So I am a photographer, and I do the social media. And then, our focus is turning to Daughters of the Road, and we do so much in the motorcycle industry, whatever comes up. So yeah, it's all over the place.
And you're both based in Vegas, obviously.
Yeah. Las Vegas.
Nice.
So tell us about Daughters of the Road. I mean, how did the name came up? How did that come up? And then tell us a little bit about the 501(c) and some things you want to talk about there.
Yeah. So Daughters of the Road, I started, it was like 2014, 2015. And it was just an outlet for me to kind of write my experiences. And then I started interviewing women in the motorcycle industry that inspired me. And I had several friends that were helping build that. Giselle Levy, she was contributing pretty regularly to that. Letitia helped out in the beginning. And then now Brandi stepped in and was like, hey, let's revive this. Like, that's a great idea. And the Daughters of the Road thing came just because, you know, I kind of based my whole motorcycle experience starting from being a daughter of
on the road,
literally. Like, my dad put me out there and I just could not stop taking cross-country trips. I was like quitting my jobs every summer just to go on the road for a month. And like, it was like just an obsession, and I wanted to share that. So especially being a female, like, I didn't know many women that rode when I first started, but then it just started gradually coming into place as I started doing more of that. So it was pretty fun. And then she started.
So I started the Sin City Moto Girls, and that's a 501(c). And our core values are educate, empower, support. So basically, I did it for selfish reasons because I always wanted to ride with women. I got used to riding with the boys for several years. And so I wanted to experience riding with girls, like with other girls, but I didn't want to be in a club. I didn't want to be affiliated to anybody. I wanted to ride when I want to ride, do what I want to do, and have fun. So that came about, and it was funny because in the beginning, it was just getting together, right? Like just having meetups. And then it was like, man, after riding with a lot of girls, I was like, damn, we should probably be practicing riding. Like, some people took their class and then it was no education after that. And it's like riding in a group takes skill. Yeah. So I was like, we need
for
to
sure.
The class.
Well, it seems like there's a certain energy around when women ride and they have this free spirit. You guys have this ball of energy of wanting to do more and expand on it. It's great.
Oh yeah.
So that's where it all came together. Now we've got about 900 girls in the group, and it's always an evolving door. Like, there'll be the same girls for a few weeks, and then there'll be a random new girl that comes up, and it's kind of cool because I've loved watching it evolve over the years, where ladies find their tribe, like they find their best friend and they go everywhere with them. And that was the whole point about it. It's not supposed to be just like 4 girls inclusively and nobody can ride with us. I wanted to be
I commend that. We had Jessica from the Litas on, the founder of the Litas, and it was her same energy. Like, I want to find other women to ride with. I don't want to ride with guys. And she's got almost 25,000 people follow. And we thought that was a pretty big number. And she's like, no, we need to have more. And
right.
We get that too. So it's, I mean, 900 is pretty damn good.
Yeah. Especially being like Vegas. It's local Vegas. Or like in the surrounding area. Like she'll like say a camp out, like they'll have they just had an intro to camping, and a pretty good group came out. They went to California the past weekend?
Yeah, we were just in California this last weekend to support the Iron Goddess show. So there was a show that was trying to break a world record. Didn't happen, but hey, there's next year.
Yeah,
right.
There's rides all the time. Women always show out. I mean, we obviously invite everybody, like anybody can come, but like, yeah, it's always a good time with the Sin City Moto Girls for sure.
Where were you in California?
San Bernardino. So
okay.
We left the dealership. We took them out to Joshua Tree, had lunch, and up to Crestline, stayed the night at Crestline. Then over to San Bernardino down the hill, which was an amazing, beautiful ride.
Right.
And then back up the hill and straight back home to Vegas on Sunday morning.
Wow. What do you guys ride?
I have my favorite bike right now. I'm going to go with my, I don't know. That's a hard one. My 01. I have a Dyna. I have a brand new bike, but my Dyna just runs differently. So that's my favorite. I like to ride everything.
Yeah. I mean, collectively, we have like almost 20 bikes, but
Yeah.
my primary bike I blew up, so it's in the shop right now. Luckily, I've got extended service on it, but yeah, I've got a Heritage. So I actually got it from doing the 2018 Softail reveal, the new Softail lineup.
Yep.
Harley gave me that Heritage, so it's like my prized possession.
Nice.
I told her she can never get rid of that one because not many people can say Harley-Davidson actually gave them a bike. So that's bad.
Yeah.
Right. So are you guys going to ride the Sturgis together with?
We always do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're actually doing, I mean, should we say it?
Yeah.
We're actually teaming up with Wide Open Brew.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's a coffee company that just launched, I think, last year. It's a freestyle motocross guy, James Carter, and then
We know Zach.
Yeah, Zach Meyer of Legends. So they are going to team up with us and launch a Daughters of the Road coffee bag, and we're doing it in Sturgis.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
we'll ride the coffee.
Tag along with us.
Now, wait a minute. We know Zach.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get a coffee?
There's no highwayman road. You know? It's
What
funny. He's
the
been
hell?
dodging my text for like 6 months.
Has he really?
No, I'm kidding.
Because he's been working.
Well,
Daughters
they
of
were
the
like,
Road,
you
right?
guys just drink beer on their podcast, so.
That's true.
Well, Lance used to do freestyle with James Carter.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
Wow, I'm going to have to put a call into Zach after.
So how many years have you two been going to Sturgis together?
I just moved here 3 years ago.
Yeah,
so,
Kristen's just got here. So
Okay.
Wait, where did you move from?
Florida. I'm a Floribama baby.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep.
and I'm a Texas girl, born and raised.
What part of Texas?
West Texas.
Okay.
Well, we've ridden through Texas a lot, did a few different cool roads through there. We've been to Daytona, and Daytona,
Miami.
we had a good time, but we're like,
The riding was
I don't know about the riding because
garbage.
it's over real quick, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much riding in Florida. And that's why, like, me and my dad, we would plan these trips to go all the way across the country because then we could see all the different scenery across the country and things that I wasn't used to. So that was always, like, just such an eye-opening experience to me. I was like, oh, my God, I got to move west. Like, that's where I'm
Right.
Well,
So-
you also in your deck you talk about it's not just motorcycles. I mean, you guys like to go out and do Jeeps and all sorts of stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think you guys even shoot.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that comes with the off-roading
Yeah.
territory. We just go off on a trail and then we're like, oh, shoot some
So
guys.
you've got plenty of trails around Vegas there. Where do you normally head for your Jeep stuff?
Into Mount Charleston
Yeah.
mostly. The
Yeah.
Indian Springs, going over the mountain into like Pahrump. That's
Yeah.
always a good back way, but it's all around us. I mean, we're in a valley, and any direction we go, we can off-road, we can ride dirt bikes. We actually did a really cool trip. We took one of our friends, Margot. She had never been on a dirt bike before.
Ever.
We put our backpacks on. It was funny. We were chasing the sun. The sun was setting, and we were unloading the dirt bikes in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Left the trucks there and did not have a plan.
We had no plan. We were like, we're just going to find somewhere to set up camp. Who knows where?
Margot's never been on a dirt bike.
Have
Like,
no
never.
headlights, like totally ill prepared. It was hilarious. But as soon as the sun set, like right past the mountain, like mountain ridge was right beside us, we found this dope canyon. It was like carved out.
Yeah.
And it was like a little cave. And there was already a fire pit set up. There was like leftover wood. Everything was set like right there for us. And we were like, well, this is perfect.
Well, we kind of heard you were going to be there, so we kind of set all that up and down.
Yeah, on our backs.
Well, we kind of say if you don't go, you won't know. So, right? You went out and found and explored and found something really cool. I'll bet it was a great night.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
so
it was
much
so fun. We made ramen, our favorite meal,
Yeah.
on the
right.
road. We take the jet boil with ramen, and we're set. It's like so no matter where we go.
Yeah.
Our very,
Some ramen.
very, go ahead.
Oh, I was like, she was always
It's like-
saying, Kristen, can you make me some ramen?
Our very, very first video 2.5 years ago was Mount Charleston.
Oh wow.
I I love Mount Charleston.
Me
That
too.
really like opened my eyes to Vegas because I was like, no way, this place looks like Colorado, and it's like 30 minutes from.
Right.
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful.
we were in the snow when we did it.
Yeah.
It's still there's still snow up there right now.
Yeah.
We did not stop at the alien brothel. We didn't.
Our new Christmas tradition is at the brothels.
Yeah. We actually off-road all day, and then when we come out the other side of the mountain, we're in Pahrump. So we're like, we're just gonna make this a Christmas tradition and go in there and have dinner. It's pretty
Had
fun.
some chicken tenders at the brothel.
So, Nevada, have you done the Loneliest Highway?
I've done it a couple of times, but I got to watch you guys' last night. We're actually doing that next week.
We loved it.
On Pan
We had a
Am.
good time.
Yeah.
Oh, no
doing
way. Pan Ams? You guys going to hit trails along the way or mostly just Highway 50?
We got to stay on the trails. That's what we got directed to do, so we have to.
Right on. Understood.
Yeah, but we're riding
not
all the-
our bikes.
Yeah, we're going to the very. So we're going to what's the Great Basin? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going all the way to Tahoe. So
Nice.
down through California to get back home. But yeah, we're actually teaming up with Stacy of Ride to Food.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
yeah.
She's awesome. She was on our show once, and she's a good friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I rode to Sturgis with her a few years back. We did the Beartooth Pass and all that. Camped out the entire way. We've done several trips. She came to Florida and stayed with me in Pensacola. We rode around, did a YouTube video together. Yeah, we love her.
Yeah.
She's another one that does not mess around.
No, for sure.
That's why I
Yeah.
love riding with her. Like
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
get on the road, well, same with Kristen. Like there's no bullshit. Like we don't
Right.
take helmets off when we get to the gas station. We're crushing miles. We're
Yeah.
having fun.
We
Yeah,
rode
it
with
does.
her in Sturgis. We did a Harley thing, and so she hung out. We rode. It was fun.
Yeah.
She's rad.
So you're going to take trails all the way up into Tahoe?
I wish. I want to do that one day. I want to do like a whole cross country trip on trails. That'd be sick.
Or yeah.
You can do it. There's dirt roads across the
Yeah,
entire
there's-
country.
There's plenty of.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many. I mean, there's so many trails. It's a whole new world. Now that I live out west, I'm like, duh, I gotta go on dirt. So
Yeah.
there's plenty of adventures to be had, but not on this trip. Unfortunately, we are sponsored by EagleRider and Travel Nevada on this, so we're gonna have to keep it on road for the most part.
Oh, I misunderstood you. I thought you said you're taking off road. So,
Oh yeah, no, we're doing.
all right.
Well, then we're teammates because we do a lot of stuff with EagleRider as well.
Yeah, go team.
Well, that's cool. You'll have to get those off road at some point.
Yeah, yeah,
I agree.
They're actually pretty amazing bikes off road.
yeah. You did a off-road trail.
I got to do a little bit of it. So working at the dealership, I went with our hog chapter over to Laughlin for an event. And on the way home, I did Christmas Tree Pass. So it's a graded road, but it was still a cool experience. I was like, man, I wish I
Yeah.
went a little bit further, but one day I'll have my own is what I say. And we'll be able to do that stuff. No liability.
Right.
Yeah, we have dirt bikes that we go rip around on, but they're no Pan Ams.
Yeah, not a Pan Am.
What do you got, Josh?
Saying Brian Wittine has been persistent on an FXR update.
What's the
And
scoop?
now I gotta know what's up with the FXR. So
What FXR?
what's the
What
scoop?
FXR?
We
Just
need
kidding.
parts.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Was that your main bike you were talking about?
No, so this is actually a Daughters of the Road project.
Gotcha.
I picked up a 1990 FXRS with the SNS 111. It
Oof.
had piston slap in the rear cylinder, so I'm going to address that ASAP. And yeah, I'm doing like completely ground up total remodel on that thing. I've also got my birth year, a 92 FXRP that I picked up in Florida. But first of all, the Daughters of the Road project, I wanted to have us build it to kind of be a conversation piece to bring around and be like, you know, yeah, we built this. Like, why don't you build one? Like, go ahead. Like, you know, just kind of build the confidence in people and yeah, show the experience along the way and have a badass.
Rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the end product's going to be like right on, right?
Right.
Spot on.
Yeah, I'm very stoked for it. Might be a little bit of a way because I've already thrown off my arm and my leg for this thing so far.
Yeah, it takes time. What was the Costa Rica stuff you guys were talking about Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Costa Rica thing, we've teamed up with Trova Trip. It's like a kind of like
influencer-based.
Yeah, influencer-based platform where they reach out to different people who have audiences in whatever area, any sort of interest, and they have them host a trip, but they also have a guide on hand to be able to move them through whatever itinerary that you pick. So we asked our audiences what they wanted to do, what they wanted to experience, where they would want to go if they went on a trip, and the consensus was Costa Rica, and we had never been. So we were like, let's go. And yeah, we already have 8 people signed up, and the trip is in November, so there's still spaces to sign up, and we're going to be doing all sorts of things.
Waterfalls. We do have a day that we're going to do some off-road stuff. We're not going to be on motorcycles the entire time, but we're stoked to be able just to adventure with different people. So waterfalls, an organic farm, hikes, volcanoes, zip lining,
canyoneering. There's also a day where I think it's like one of the first days where we go to a local family's farm and actually make food with them. So whatever traditional food they're making, like we'll learn how to do that. So
that's going to be great.
So are there spots still open?
There is.
Yeah.
Where do they find that?
You can go to either one of our Instagrams. We have it in the little bio link. You can see it'll say like go to Costa Rica with us.
Okay.
You'll like it. I've been there twice with Lance doing freestyle stuff, and it's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Nothing but good things. So
Well, it's kind of trippy though. You could put one foot in jungle, kind of like interesting, and then the next foot right in a Nordstrom's parking lot. It's really trippy.
Oh man, that's awesome. We actually just went to Belize in February, right? Yeah. And we hooked up with a woman I interviewed in like 2015 or 2016, one of those years. I actually interviewed her for Daughters of the Road, and then finally we got to connect by bringing all these girls to Belize and riding dirt bikes with her. She's actually she owns Alternate Adventures, so she takes people out on tours on dirt bikes, and she's like a single woman just running that show.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Wow.
Wrenches on all the
That
bikes.
kind of confused me a little bit because I was watching your stuff and I saw Costa Rica, and then it's like, wait, they're in Belize.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening here?
Oh, we're all over the place.
Right.
They turned right in the Gulf.
Yeah, they got the. So that's cool. So it's still open. We'll have it in our links or whatever down in our
Yeah,
stuff.
all their, for those listening and not watching, all their info is in the video description from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, website, all that, yada yada.
I mean, look at these two. Who wouldn't want to go to Costa Rica with them?
Let's sign up.
Seriously though, it's going to be a good time. I love creating experiences for people, and so when we got this opportunity, I was like, wow, we get to go international and create something that people will forever get to remember. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, and we always learn so much on these trips, just of each other and lessons of life, because we always have such good conversation with people. It just always happens, and
it's nothing pre-planned. It's just like creating the space, and then people get to be who they are. And it's fun.
Yeah,
It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it so much.
I mean, we talk about this often. We started it to get people inspired to go out and ride and hear our stories around, places that we had been and meeting small town folks and the honesty and authenticity they bring to the table. And now it's like we're inspired to do more because people are telling us their story about how they decided to start riding and get off the couch because of us, or start riding with their son or their daughter, or it's just been an amazing, completely different shift and change for us. It makes us, we say it often as well, we want to do more.
Yeah.
And when you have your group of girls out camping, or when you're in Belize, you're like going, wow, pinch me. We're on motorcycles, and Costa Rica, the same. It's just, creates these great, amazing stories.
It's life-changing for a lot of people. I mean, we're kind of talking about it right now. We're in talks about doing one of the EagleRider trips, Wild West, where they're going to say, hey, come and ride the Wild West with the 2LaneLIVE guys.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of a trippy thing for us because we've never done anything like that.
Oh yeah.
That'd be very cool.
And
Oh
what's
yeah.
funny is that company you're talking about, what was it called?
Trova?
Trova. They reached out, and as you guys know, like your emails can be filled with a lot of nonsense. So we kind of just looked at it. Not really sure. Is it real? Is it a scam? Dipped out. But they were persistent. We just never happened to make it happen. But it seems like a cool idea for sure.
Oh
You guys should, because that's the best thing, like creating experiences for people coming home and hearing like their story, like what they took from it. So even like this past weekend when we were in California, there was a woman, and I didn't know this until after we got back, right? One of the girls shared a text message with me, but she had lost 2 people on that mountain, and she was going up there. She almost backed out. She decided to make the weekend. She rode the entire time. It was really quiet the entire trip. We come back, and then like the story unfolds, and how she says, you know, she conquered a fear, and it's changed her life. So it's like, wow.
Well, you created a safe zone for her.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and we talk about that as well. If you just impact one person, it's all worth it. And you're impacting more than one, you know, by what you're doing. We're impacting more than one, but if you just get one, you know, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I think that's always been the driving force behind this one. Sin City Moto Girls was every time I was like, man, I'm doing all of this work and it doesn't, like, I don't get paid for it. Like, I do it because I want people to experience motorcycles.
Right.
And every time I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a step back. I'm done. Like, I need my life, my own life.
Right.
And then it's like, there comes that story on how, you know, somebody was in a bad relationship and they found the courage to leave it, or something crazy. And I'm like, dang, I cannot stop doing this. Like, it's changing people's lives.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And like you said, being on a trip, whether it's organized like that, or if it's with your own friends and there's a couple people you don't know, if you go on a trip for a week and you're, you know, whether it's partying or being by the campfire, riding all day, or whatever it may be, at the end of that, you got some sort of bond with those people. Yeah. You've connected over a similar interest, just like meeting someone at a gas station, but on a longer form, I guess.
I mean, quite frankly, that's how we met Josh.
Yep.
He had put a piece together on had a drone shot. They were camping up on the Kern, and Lance and I were trying to learn how to do iPhone and the edits and all this. We're like, we can't do this stuff. And so Rob Scott over here knew Josh and showed us a picture. And it was his camaraderie with all those people that he was with and how he captured that. We were like, we got to have that guy, and he rides. Yeah. And so we said, call him, let's get him over here. And that was 3.25 years ago.
Wow.
That's
so it's that community that, you know, just hangs together. And we've had people in here, you know, talking about PTSD and not even, it doesn't even have to be, you know, soldiers. It can be firemen, you know, police officers. It's, you know, it can be just regular, normal, everyday people that are traumatized by something, and the bike gives them something different. They can go out and ride and free their mind. And our daughters, even, they are not too traumatized from our upbringing, but they were talking about in the comms how freeing it was, and how, you know, Lauren's got a couple of girls that she has as daughters, and it's like, it was nice to see her be able to focus on herself a little bit and enjoy the trip and smell the roses. So this thing with 2 wheels is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's changed everybody's lives that's in this room here. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So we get asked the question quite a bit. I'm sure it's similar to you. And we were fortunate enough to see a insane vehicle collection the other day. And the one thing we learned was not to ask the owner of the collection, which is your favorite vehicle. So just like road trips, vehicles, there's not always a favorite because each one brings its own experience. But you, Kristen, you've been road tripping with family, with your father for years and years and years. Is there a trip that stands out because of a particular experience, or?
Oh my gosh. Exactly. Every trip has such a meaning behind it. Like, I think one, so let's take it back. So I've gone on many a trip across the country, and especially with my dad. As I've gotten older, unfortunately, I can't do it as much. I kind of moved across the country, but I did have one trip where we were heading towards the Tail of the Dragon. Actually, my brother was on it as well, and I ended up passing out. I just blacked out, don't remember a damn thing. I woke up on the road, and I kept going in and out of consciousness, but I had actually gone straight like towards this like wall, like a cliff wall.
While you were riding.
Wait, so you were riding when you passed out?
Yeah. The motorcyclist came and around the bend and just smacked me, like my whole right side. So I had to get life flighted to I think we were in Tennessee, and I got flown to, or no, I don't know. We were in Kentucky. I don't know where we were, somewhere in that area. And I got flown to University of Texas hospital. So I spent a week in the hospital, and then my dad and my mom drove me back home. But my dad had just retired from the Navy, and he spent the whole summer taking care of me. And I hadn't like grown up with my dad. I grew up with my mom, but I would spend like some summers every now and then with my dad. But that time like completely changed my perspective of my dad. Like I found like that unconditional love from him, and it just like, you know, such a traumatizing experience still brought us together so much. And then so my motorcycle was destroyed, completely totaled, and he bought it back from the Saddlemen, and he completely rebuilt it the next year so we could go on this Tail of the Dragon trip and actually do it, because I wasn't anywhere close to it. And then I think that was like a huge moment for us to get close, and you know, I just experienced a totally different father-daughter bond, and you know, now we're best friends. So,
life is funny, isn't it?
So out of something bad, something good came as a result of it. That's great.
So wait a second. So you just passed out. You didn't know you were doing it. You're on the bike. You coasted. You don't know how far, but
I have no idea. I just woke up on the road, and I remember like little bits and pieces. My dad goes, "Can you wait 2 hours for an ambulance to move you?" And I was like,
sounds great.
Yeah.
I had broken my jaw. Like I blood around. I broke like everything basically on my right side, and I just kept passing out from the pain. And then I remember the life flight. I woke up, and they were like, "What hurts?" And I named everything like that was broken. And then I woke up in the hospital a few days later, and I don't know. So
wow,
there it is. And Brandi, what about you?
My most memorable, my dad and I haven't got the opportunity to ride it very much at all. I watched y'all's podcast last night, by the way, with your daughters. That was so rad, and it made me want to bug my dad a whole lot about getting on the road together. He's getting older. So me and Kristen, Narissa, and Lainey actually took a trip to Texas last year, and we stopped in New Mexico and saw my dad. And it's funny. We were in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. Beautiful. If you guys have never rode there, put that on your list. Cloudcroft, New Mexico. But we were up there, and I sent him a picture of all of us girls' bikes, and I was like, "Hey, we're coming down the mountain tomorrow. Do you want to hang out? Do you have time? Like, what's going on?" And he was like, yeah, let's get together. You guys come to the house and just spend the night at the house, and we'll figure it out. We get there, and he's got several bikes. He's got I think 3 Connexes full of motorcycles.
Wow.
And, so he pulls out his red bike that matches my red Dyna.
Nice.
And we got to ride from his house to pretty much the edge of town, and he had to turn around and go back home. But I got to ride a little bit with him, and it was really fun. And Kristen actually captured a picture of us riding together that I'm so stoked. Like, I love it. She had it printed.
That's awesome.
And brought it. So that's my most memorable and only true experience riding next to my dad.
Well, I'm going to challenge you to go on a ride with him.
Yeah.
I sent him the link to watch today, so you should just tell him you need to get on with your daughter.
Like, just go make a run. You only live once.
Yeah.
Just go do a small run together somewhere, you know, break bread, enjoy the time, spend the night somewhere. Yeah. Maybe you guys go up to Santa Fe or whatever.
Absolutely.
Where is that town located roughly? Is it up north?
Really close to, have you heard of Ruidosa? They have like a big motorcycle rally there. Ruidosa Downs. So I would say it's kind of like in the middle, honestly. Okay. It's not left or right or up or down. It's smack in the middle. but you're up in the clouds, and they've got this beautiful train station, and it's just a really cool little mountain town. We ate at a little local diner. It's one of our favorite things to do too. She always found the best little local diner.
I'm a Yelper. Everywhere we go, I'm like, we gotta find a cool restaurant. We gotta find something cool.
You know what's trippy about this kind of stuff?
Like this, you got to find cool restaurant.
Yes, as we're riding down the road.
Oh yeah, I'm like on there like blasting.
What's really trippy about this kind of stuff is we've talked to you guys in Sturgis. I think it was at One Eye Jack's, maybe.
Yep.
But it's like you talk, and now we're getting to know you, and now when we're in Sturgis and we see you, it's not going to be just like, hey, how's it going? What's up? It's going to be like, hey, hugs and this and that. And it's like that our family has grown in this world. And it's like everywhere we go, we're going to know people. And that's great.
Well, just so you know, Brandy and I have had a little bit of a relationship. We need to go ride with them.
Well,
I mean, she was talking about it. We've talked about it before. Get Dustin. We'll go.
Okay.
Just burn somewhere.
Collab trip.
Yep. We need to grab the two of them.
Speaking
Right?
of, check out the comment. So is there an opportunity for a 2LaneLIVE and Daughters of the Road video? Y'all are close enough to get it down.
Yeah,
It's going to happen, Eric.
Vegas is like 4 hours if you're
Yeah,
ripping.
absolutely.
It's not bad.
I told Kristen yesterday, I was like, I'll grab you an EagleRider bike. Let's take off in the morning, go straight to the studio, hang out with them, and then come home.
That would have been great.
Turn and burn.
4 a.m.
We would have bought you dinner.
See,
So-
Kristen,
We'll definitely have to do that for
We'll,
sure.
we'll plan a cool trip. Something cool.
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Remember,
fun.
whatever. You tell us to go to New York, we'll be there.
I have to grab bikes from EagleRider, but we'll make it happen.
Well, we've got some great stuff out here to ride, as you know, and we could even do a Charleston remake loop.
Right?
Remake of the first video.
You know what I mean?
Did we do that? We went through the Valley of Fire on that trip, didn't we?
We went to the alien brothel. It didn't go in.
We'll
We
have to
took
take
the kind of the back road. We went up to 395 and then cut back across, and then went up to Charleston in the back way, then down, and then we went out to Valley of Fire.
Yeah.
It was a crazy trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much good riding out here.
There is. It really is. And Utah's right around the corner. So anything we want to ride in Utah, that's 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
And we're in some of the best Utah roads ever.
Beautiful.
So
Well, let's go to Monument Valley.
Well, and your stories, I mean, resonate with me. I've been on a motorcycle since I was yay high, and my grandfathers all were on, old, they called them Old Sal, and they had these old, scooters that they had up at the cabin. And my dad was an avid rider, primarily dirt. But it's just when it sticks with, like, my sister was I have two sisters. One was a little more crazy than the other, and she'd get on the two-wheel dirt bike and just haul ass. And it's like,
Nice.
like no control, like, hold on. And then the other one on four-wheelers. And it's just, I mean, when you're out and your hair is blowing back, and I mean, you can't replace that, feeling.
It's a weird thing because I was a river guide, and I raced whitewater kayaks on the Kern. I've done the Grand Canyon 3 times, every river in California. But then when Lance was born, he got a PW50 when he was like 4 years old. And it's like all my river stuff went to the side. Now we're like motocross dudes.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't ride, but he rode, and I took him to the tracks, and I helped him with what he needed and this and that. And then we traveled the world. And then it's like, if you asked me when I was doing kayaks and stuff, you ever going to ride a street bike? I would have said, hell no, there's no way. Why? But now it's my life. Trippy.
yeah, it's interesting how life unfolds.
Yes.
It really is. Yeah. I definitely, like, when I was a teenager, I had no interest in motorcycles. And it's funny because my whole life since I was 17 has now been just motorcycles. Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the charity. So do you accept donations? Do you what do the donations do? How do you support? Talk a little bit about that. So if people decide they want to donate to your cause.
Yeah, so what we do with the money is we send women to either basic riding classes or advanced riding classes. The way that we mainly get money in the account is by creating experiences for the girls, and then having different companies or people support whatever we're doing. So like this past weekend, we had the Iron Goddess show. So I got everything together, created a little itinerary for all of the girls, and we put the ticket sales at a dollar amount. And they paid that dollar amount. But I also worked hard to get a few people on board as sponsors so that I could get most of the things covered. And so the extra money that the girls' tickets, that's what funds the next class, like whoever we're going to send to the next classes. So,
And what does it take to put someone through a class?
So we've worked with Red Rock Harley. It's normally $450 to take a riding academy class here at the dealership, but we only pay half of that. So it's $225 that we pay.
$225. And so you're an instructor there.
I am an instructor here at the dealership too. I don't do it often, and there's a reason that I don't do it often. I'm more of a one-on-one type of person. Whenever I'm teaching somebody how to ride, I like to give them all of my attention and us go over, what's happening and stopping them. And with doing it on the range, you can't do that.
Right.
8 people depending on you to give them all that attention. It would take 10 days to get everybody certified.
Yeah.
So I like to do a lot of one-on-one. I've actually got the opportunity to help some really rad ladies and do one-on-ones and help get their endorsement.
So if anyone's out there that wants to help with that and they want to donate anything, I'm sure Josh has the link.
Yep, all the links are in the description.
Well, 2Lane Life will put up $500 for you.
Oh,
Wow. Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Amazing.
So if anyone else wants to donate, jump in.
Join 2Lane Life and throw some cash.
There you go.
yeah.
Thank you guys. But yeah, that's what we do, and it's great. And I'm very grateful for all the people that jump on board and see the worth in it, because it is amazing. We're changing lives.
Yeah. For
Well,
sure.
if you need stuff, we have a really good relationship with Bell, and they like to help us with giveaways. So if there's a helmet or anything that you want to pick and donate and then raffle off, let us know.
Okay.
That'd be amazing.
We can send some of our merch as well. I don't know that, the
Yeah,
ladies would love 2Lane Life stuff, but hey,
Yeah.
100%. You're doing what we love doing.
Exactly.
Right. Riding.
Riding motorcycles and having fun.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like it's cool that we have the opportunity to connect with women like this. I think that's why we're so gravitated towards it. But we ride with everybody. Like there's no defining factor of us like going on a trip with a dude. We'll go on trips with dudes. Whatever.
Not always
never-
just girls
yeah,
only.
yeah.
The bike doesn't know if it's a male or a female on it.
Yeah.
The control.
Oh, I bet they do. I'd much rather have a female on. Oh, I'm teasing. Yeah, on that note, I'm blushing now. What was I going to ask you? I had it right. Go ahead.
Well, we're moving across the way because Thrashin is moving to a bigger building. So we're moving into their building, and we're going to have our showroom twice as big. So we're going to have we're going to make a destination spot. And we hope that anyone that's in town, we get a lot of people that come here from Europe and different places on EagleRiders, and they come and they take a picture in this studio. But we're going to make a better studio, better retail spot, and a destination. You need to put air in your tires. You can do it here. And we can have stuff, whatever, helping people in the industry. Like if you guys have information, we'll have it on our counter, things like that.
I love that. That is so
What do we
So
What do we
you're
think
gonna
about
do a
snacks?
grand opening?
What's that?
You're gonna have a grand opening and a party?
Absolutely.
For
And
sure.
you're invited.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're coming.
It'll be in July sometime, but we're going to make a little party of it. And maybe we'll have a bunch of tacos in the parking lot and drinks and food and whatever,
Well, let us know what we can do to help and support. We will be there.
Yes.
for sure.
So
what's your next trip? Where are you guys going to be next?
Oh, Canada.
Well, we have a bunch of little mini trips in between, but we're going to Canada. We're going to fly into Salt Lake City. We're going to pick up our EagleRiders. We're going to go up into Canada.
Nice.
That
And
is
up
so
through
cool.
Banff and that, and down into Seattle, and our wives will be joining us on that journey. And
Aw.
Hopefully the roads are open. We'll see what happens, but that's our plan.
We want to have the wives on our podcast.
Yeah.
they would do it for sure.
I love that, the
That would
2-lane
be
wives.
so
They're
rad.
so cute.
That-
We could do. We
Let's
could,
set
we
it
could
up.
arrange that for a small fee.
Yeah.
Okay. And then then you come down and we'll go ride Mount Charleston.
Little
So-
baby
There you go.
Oh, we could do an
Love it.
in-house. That would be fun.
I like
We
it.
should plan that because Laura's mom and sister and
Live in Vegas.
Vegas as well, so we could like knock a lot of.
And then while we're out there, film a collab video, you know,
Right. So
Right.
do we
kill a couple birds.
ride there with the wives? They do your podcast, and then we do the trip, all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh makes a really awesome video,
Ooh, still got the glove team.
and it lives forever.
I love that. That sounds like a great plan. And we'll see you guys at the 120 party.
100%.
Nice. And you guys
Yeah,
are gonna are you gonna ride in on the 120th bikes?
No, I think we're gonna take our own bikes, but I think we're gonna start in either Rapid City or Sioux Falls, and then we may hook up with Adam Sandoval and ride the last couple days in with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, we'll be there. We've been talking about a meet and greet with one of the days and stuff that we do at Sturgis, but we're excited to go and check that out.
We're going to film a lot of the 120th, the events and the parties, and the talk to people. And
So I think I know where I was going to go with it, but you guys put down the miles, you ride a lot. Your females, how are you treated when you're at a gas station or when you're on the road, or is it generally pretty good, or you get kind of these yahoos that don't know what they're talking about?
Yeah,
I think it's always been good.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo, so whenever I'm on the road, especially when I travel by myself, I keep my helmet on. I look around just to make sure I'm safe, and then I get back on my bike and I'm gone. Like I don't leave much room for time for talking. I'm like, get out of here.
yeah.
well, if you're ever in a gas station, you're worried. You got to have Stacy with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stacy she has your
Have
back.
some skulls.
Don't divulge.
We picked our friend Margot on some of our trips, and she's like she's a CrossFit athlete, like just built like a tank. I just love it because I'm like, man,
Nobody
she's
messes
got the
with
guns.
us.
She's got the guns with us.
Well, weren't you into CrossFit as well? I thought I heard that you did a lot of that.
Who?
You.
No, I mean we work out
We
a
work
lot.
out a
We try to work out. I'm like now trying jujitsu, so we'll see how far I get.
Yeah.
It's something new every week for
It-
us. Like 1 month it was pole fitness. We had
Yeah.
a blast at pole
Yeah.
fitness. Now it's jujitsu, and I love hot yoga. So
We just do a lot of
it's
random
like
things.
whatever we can do to stay active. We want our bodies to live forever, so we can ride forever.
Adventure for life.
Right.
So you don't generally get any flack or issues.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
I've never
don't really,
had
I can't really
any
think of
issues.
any like crazy experiences. I mean, there's some people that, I mean, there's some guys that will take way too much time trying to talk to you,
Right.
like genuinely curious about you and your motorcycle. But
Yeah.
nothing really bad, I don't think.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So we've had some other guests come on and talk about how like demeaning some things happen with, and I don't know, some males tend to be that way, like, oh, is that your dad's bike or your mom?
Yeah.
Your brother's? Or like,
I mean, I don't really even think about those
I just
moments.
got in trouble. Yeah, I had somebody come and tell on me at the dealership the other day because I rode in the parking lot without a helmet, but he made it a point.
Oh.
He was trying to talk to me, like he was trying
Yeah.
to talk to me, and I didn't acknowledge it. So I was like, hey, have a great day, whatever. And so he came all the way to the dealership just to try to find out who I was. But I was
No
like,
way.
you guys are not going to get anywhere at our dealership. Like they're not
Yeah,
going to
no.
tell you who I am.
No. But yeah, no, I mean, it's typically, yeah, I mean, even if there are like demeaning experiences, I never really let them get to me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, they don't, obviously they're not around bikes
Right.
now, or women, so whatever.
I think it's all
Yeah,
right?
definitely how you perceive it.
Well, I was going to say the way you guys are talking and the way you present yourself, even if that happened, it probably wouldn't. It would just bounce right off.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll make a joke or something.
We don't have time for the bullshit. We got things to do.
We gotta keep writing.
Well, when you put yourself out there in social media, people feel like they can say whatever and we get some negative comments, not many.
Yeah.
But we just kind of laugh them off, and that's why we started this whole jacket thing with Keyboard Warrior, but we ran out of bad comments. So
yeah,
we appreciate that from our audience. Like they're not hating on us. And,
well, we have too much positive energy, and we like to have fun. And what we do is we would put these jackets on and we would read the quote that this person sent us.
Exactly.
And call their name out, and we'd say, "Hey, and thanks for that great comment." We crumple the paper and throw it.
Yeah.
But we don't have much,
Yeah. The screenshotted comments we've gotten for Daughters of the Road, like on the podcast, like it's just random people on YouTube. They don't know any better. And
Right.
I'll screenshot them and be like, LOL.
Yeah.
Here comes another one. But yeah, it doesn't bother. We don't care.
What happened to
what happened to all the trolls?
They can make a short comeback. It'd be fun to do another Keyboard.
Yeah, I mean,
Cup,
we'll have to
know?
find a couple and do a little skit again. Be pretty fun.
I had to copy and paste about 27 responses today because Lance was on that CVO.
Oh.
Did Lance get a new bike? No.
Someone actually said, "Did you paint your bike?"
Put wheelbarrows on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, we're all gravy.
Yeah.
So you ask us about our next trip. What's your next trip?
Next weekend, the Loneliest Highway.
Oh, you're going to do that. That's right.
Man, I want to do that again
Yeah.
when it's not freezing.
I'm not doing it in the time that y'all did it because that snow did not look fun.
Well, it was 14 degrees at one point. We were riding for probably 2 hours in 14-degree weather.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But I have to tell you, it was beautiful.
Oh, it was great.
I mean, the way the snow was there and it was cold, but when the sun had hit it and the glistening and the lights would come off of it, and then we hit this amazing sunset coming into what was it? Ely, yeah.
On night one? Yeah.
So the thing that we do is like, if we have a trip planned and all of a sudden it's raining or bad weather, we go anyway because there's always going to be a surprise award or reward at the end of the trip, and you're going to be blown away,
I mean, we went for 3 days down into Arizona, and Matt Laidlaw joined us.
His group, a whole bunch of
And
us.
we had 18 hours straight of rain riding.
Nonstop.
Gnarly
It was
rain.
Gnarly.
Oh yeah.
But
Awesome.
I said, as we came out of Oatman, wait for it. And all of a sudden, boom, the sunset
most
was
rad
just
sunset.
insane.
And you hear all of us screaming like little kids in our headsets. You're like, oh my God,
Worth it.
Yeah, hella worth it.
But
Very
you
sketchy
know,
stuff too. Riding through Kentucky is always interesting. I swear, you come through some gnarly ass storms, but there's always a reward at the end.
if that you said Kentucky, one of our really fond memories was going to Kentucky, Tennessee, and hanging out for a week with Letitia.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
And our wives were with us, and we hung out at her bar every night, and she took us to all these places, and it was like really a great trip. We all were like,
And that
let's
was
just
the
hang
best-
out here for a
the
month.
best,
Yeah,
most consistent
I love
weather we've had in a year.
Yeah.
And
it was beautiful weather.
Yeah, I love Cave City. It's so cute. I went
Yeah.
up there when she first moved there, and she was building her dad's little community garage.
Yeah.
So I've been back since where she built the bar, but definitely have to make it back.
The bar's fun. And her sister, I know you had to meet her sister.
Yeah, I love her.
We had people that would come up to us and be talking to us, talking our ears off in the bar, and the sister would come and grab them and go, "Get out, you're out."
Is he bothering you?
Yeah.
You're like, no,
Oh,
he's fine. She just grabs him by the
Kicks him
scruff
out,
and just,
Yeah,
You're out of here, you're
totally.
done. Next day,
And
the
we
cops
met
there.
her
She's
mother,
chatting with
too.
them. no
And
big
her
deal.
mother, and Letitia's a great bartender.
Yeah, I bet.
Did you try a steak dinner?
In Cave City?
Yeah.
No, I have
The
not.
shot. Okay.
the bar wasn't open when she was.
Oh.
Well,
that's
it's not
true.
a real steak dinner. It's Letitia's steak dinner.
Shot of Jameson.
Lance has told
Half a shot of lemon juice.
Go ahead, rip it.
Lemon juice, right?
No,
Oh, shit.
it's
no.
Worcestershire.
Or
So,
sister.
A shot of Jameson, a half a shot of Worcestershire, a lemon with salt and pepper, and it tastes like a little bite a tri-tip with some A1.
Individual.
Beautiful.
And Letitia had them going all night, and they were great.
And Lance has told every bartender that we've come across,
yes,
do you know what a steak dinner is? And then he tells them, and then we end up getting a free shot every time.
We make them do a steak dinner because they didn't hear of it. And when they do it, they're like, wow, that was
like
amazing.
A pickleback, but way better.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we have some great memories of Kentucky and Tennessee with Letitia Klein. We love you.
Yes.
Love you, Letitia.
Love you, miss you. She was just here for Meekum. We got to link up with her and her boyfriend, and
I think we saw pictures of you with them. Yes.
Yeah, it was so fun. Just stuffing them all in the Jeep.
Yeah, and hearing their stories too.
Well, she's another, staple in the community. I mean, she's done it all. She's a badass. She works on her own stuff. I mean, builds her own buildings and does this. I mean, it's just to be with her and hear her story and what she does, and the whole family was pretty special for us. And and it was cool. We were able to spend 3 days with her.
Yeah.
She took us around kind of the Bourbon Trail, and it was a great experience for us.
I got to finish painting her sign on her alley, on her alley wall.
Cool.
But our wives, I'll tell you, they don't have a desire to ride their own motorcycles. They love to be passengers, but they have sat in the seat for 675 miles.
Yeah.
Never a word out of like, hey, I don't like this. Just like, let's go.
Because our helmets aren't connected.
But see, Kristen, our wives are like, let me have a mimosa. And then they don't pass out, but they fall asleep.
Yeah.
So they're banging the back of our helmet.
Oh.
But they're asleep. They're just very comfortable.
They love the journey, though. They love to go into new towns, meet people.
Yeah.
The whole vibe.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I think that's rad that they go with you too. I love riding on the back. I didn't like it when I was in my prior relationship, but holding on to Dustin's a lot of fun. We've rented EagleRider bikes and gone to Utah together and riding on the back and enjoying my Red Bull with the straw coming into my helmet.
Right.
I haven't ridden on the back that much.
I like it. With Dustin, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You don't ride on his purple road glide, do you?
She did. She did her first wheelie a couple weeks ago.
Oh, man.
Well, actually, Ashley took me for my first wheelie. So Ashley
on
and
the purple bike.
Yeah, the first wheelie on the purple bike. On a Harley was with Dustin, but Ashley Smash Stunts took me on her what was it? What kind of bike did she?
R6?
No.
ZX.
Anyways,
I don't know.
that was my first stunt ride.
Well, I love riding my own bike, but one time we had to go down to EagleRider and pick up a bike. So I was a passenger on his bike. And I knew it was safe and everything was cool, but I hated being up there just going, I can't do anything but just.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like nuts to butts.
Yeah. We were shooting some bikes in Kern a couple of years back, and I've only been on the back, minus like a dirt bike in the desert around camp, but I've only been on the back of a bike on the road once, and it was Galen. The three of us ride together all the time. I'm comfortable having my front wheel, 6 inches from his saddlebag, ripping a turn. I know how he rides. I trust him. But being on the back, I'm like, there's a turn. Like it was stressing me out. I didn't like it, but I would have to imagine, you got some trust with someone.
Well, the reason I ask is he likes to wheelie that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you brought the front end up.
Yeah, I rode behind. No, I was behind him. I was holding on to him on the purple bike. I ride long distance more than he does. But in wheelies, I will never do that. I have no desire to wheelie a bagger.
Did you have to hold on for dear life, or what was that like?
I did. I was like holding on, and I just closed my eyes the first 2 times we did it because I was like, I don't even want to know like how far we're going back. I don't want to know any of that. I'm just gonna hold on.
All right, Dustin. Dustin, no more. Don't do it.
I saw that one. I thought you were saying you were pulling the wheelie up as well.
No, absolutely not. I was holding on to dear life. Not at all.
Yeah. That's another world.
Yeah. Kristen rides behind me though. We rode behind each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. Oh yeah, we were rolling through Sturgis, and I had my legs crossed over her because she didn't have foot pegs on that.
No way.
Yeah, we were. Yep, 2 up. I was in shorts, just like cross-legged on her. Like,
Yeah, I had to do that with Dustin too. We were leaving a waterfall in Utah, like on a back road, and he was like, "I'm so tired, I can't ride anymore." I was like, "You're not gonna do this to me right now." And he was like, "Can you just ride us like out of the dirt road?" And I was like, "What?" And
No
so
way.
I did. He rode behind me, and we rode through a dirt road, and then I just said, like, I might as well ride us all the way back to camp. Like, this is dumb for me to get off at the end of the road.
Right. Hold on, Dustin. Here we go.
And he rode. He was like, "I'd do that again. I don't care what people say."
yeah, I've had plenty of guys on the back, but like, I don't really. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow I am going to be riding with Justin George because I can't rent a bike, so I'm going up to Sacramento, and he's going to take me to the coast and all around Northern California. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna do a 10-mile loop, and Galen and I will ride on the back of your guys' bikes.
There you go.
Through Mount Charleston.
Yeah.
But I will say this with Dustin and some of the other guys that we know, that they're crazy. We kind of get that. But at the same time, at least to us, they've been so respectful, and they're such I don't know if it's a Midwest thing or if it's whatever it is, but just the kindness, and we're older guys and they accept us, and I don't know if they respect us. I think they might, but
We're badass, and they all love us.
It's such a great group of guys. And you know, all of them, Gabe, Jeff, you know, Dustin, all these guys that are just crazy as shit.
You want to know why?
Huh?
You know why?
Yeah.
Pull up those pants. Let's see those socks.
USA.
Damn, homie.
America.
It's the style.
America.
No, they're all great dudes.
But they're you know, you guys have got a good core group of people around you, and you can see the love and support, and it's kind of cool to see that as guys that are a little bit older stepping back and watching you guys grow.
Well, that's a cool thing about motorcycles is we hang out. I mean, Josh is young, but he has an old soul. We hang out with all the Thrashin guys. They're young, and they want us with them, and we want them. So it's like we all have this commonality, and it works.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was like living in Pensacola, I literally hung out with all the old men of the town. Like, we would go to Wednesday Denny's breakfast and just shoot the shit with machinists and welders.
They loved it.
And yeah, absolutely. It was just all a common bond. Didn't mean anything if you were a guy, if you were whatever you
Right.
did. You know, just,
Kristen's 10 years younger than me.
yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
That's okay. These guys are all way older than me.
What's that?
I said they're all way older than me.
Yeah.
It's all about him.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm like, Kristen's got an old soul, or I just don't know what my age is.
Right.
Well, it's the common interest, you know, that bring people together, and then it becomes. It's not like we're in a corporate job where it, you know, is like there's differences in ages, and you each have a role that you have to task or role that you perform. With this, it's like you just come together and have a conversation, and there's a commonality, and you're working towards the same kind of goals, and it's making sure that people ride.
Exactly.
And it doesn't, who cares what age, what gender, whatever, you know, and that's what the community's all about.
Amen.
So
Got it. Your vibe attracts your tribe, not your age.
That's
Right.
That's true.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
well, we're up on an hour 8, so I know you guys have been talking. It doesn't seem like that, right?
No, we go on forever.
I just wish we could all put our helmets on together right now and take off and go somewhere.
To the sunset.
Grab dinner.
That would be cool.
Well, I know we've traded some texts. Let's plan that for sure. We were looking at calendars today. It's so crazy how busy we get, not only for filming. If we go out for 5, 6, 7 days to film, then we've got 4 weeks or 3 weeks that we need to sit here and fulfill orders in our store.
Yeah.
And we haven't really added another person to help with that. Some of it we can do on the road because we drop ship through drag, but sometimes it's just so hard to find that moment. But just like with your dad, Brandi, like if we don't go, we won't know. And so we should just plan it and then figure it out.
Yeah.
And go have some fun, because I know we would.
Yeah.
Right.
We would. We're going to.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's Crossing Pass too at 120th.
Yeah, we'll see you guys at the
Sturgis.
120 Sturgis.
You're going to be at Born Free?
No, I won't. Maybe.
I haven't even looked at the calendar. When is that this year? It's in June.
I think it's the 23rd and 24th, maybe.
Yeah.
24, 25, I think.
Actually,
Whatever that last Saturday, Sunday is.
Yeah, I'll be in Illinois.
And then we have a Live Fast rally out here June 3rd. We don't normally go to a lot of the rallies, but these are we know the people that organize both of those.
Yeah.
So we go to support them, Grant Peterson, Chad the dad. So we like to do that. But yeah, I mean, we need to find a weekend or something.
definitely.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Put both calendars side by side and just make it happen.
There we go.
Are you like during the week stuff, or you guys have to be on weekends? How's your schedule normally work?
So I work for the dealer at Red Rock full time. Luckily, I'm pretty flexible, so I can do some during the week stuff because events typically happen on the weekend. During the week would probably work best because she races pretty much every weekend.
Yeah, I'm gone every weekend pretty much.
You race?
Well, no, I go to the races.
Oh, gotcha.
So we were just invited to the one out here in Ventura.
They were there.
So we were not able to go, but I guess the agency that was supporting them, we're going to try to get together with the what's the gentleman's name that runs the whole thing?
Gene. Gene Crouch?
Yeah, Gene.
Yeah.
So the agency is going to try to put us together. We're going to have him on a live, and then we're going to try to be at the one in Sturgis with them.
Yep, it's going to be at the Buffalo Chip this year.
Yeah.
Super stoked on that. That's going to be real fun.
Yeah.
You think we'll have time?
I don't know.
It's worth it. I got to go to my first AFT race when we were in Arizona, and I was just in awe because it was a TT. So there was tabletops, and you guys got to do it if you've never
Who
been.
is that?
That's Rob just ripping by in his new sporty.
Well, Lance called a flat track when we were in Sturgis like 4 years ago.
Not me.
No,
Son,
little
Lance.
Lance. But we were able to go out and see I could not believe it. I mean, I haven't seen one in person. I could not believe it. I wanted to take my bagger out there and go for it.
Yeah.
But these guys were just like super fast, and I was so impressed with them.
Oh yeah, it's insane, and you have to experience it in real life. Like I can post videos all day about it, but you won't understand it until you actually see it in person. It's really exciting.
Yeah, you got to feel it.
Yeah, and it's America's original extreme sport. So,
Wow, it sure is.
piece of history there. Yeah.
I mean, you think about, and that's what we wanted Gene to talk about, the history of that and when that started back. It was Indians first, and then it became this whole deal.
Yeah,
so
the war.
there's a ton of history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we want to tell you guys we love you. We appreciate you taking the invitation, and it's been a fun conversation with you, and we'll continue that on. And I don't know if there's any parting words you want to say at all, and we'll leave that to you guys. And go ahead if you have anything.
Yeah, I mean, we're just so thankful that you guys reached out, and it's a common interest between us, and it connects us so easily. And we've been watching your stuff. We want to be like you when we grow up. So yeah, it was just a natural thing. Like absolutely, we would love to be on this, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and we want to join you.
Let's ride.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, everyone look down below, check into their links. Remember, this video, it stays on YouTube forever, and then it'll be on Spotify so people can listen to it, hear the conversation, enjoy it. So tell your friends to check it out. And
And we're super proud of you to relaunch and kind of get the podcast going and really put together an area, a place, a thing, that women rider can go out and explore with you and find their voice and enjoy their passion. I commend you both for doing that. I commend you, Kristen, for starting it in 2014. I love the Daughters of the Road. It's just a great thing. And I think you definitely can market that. It's such a great message because that's where it starts, right?
Yeah. The women we've come across and the stories that are told, that's the whole thing, is the sharing of stories and to be inspired by each other and to share experiences and just learn from each other. And I think that's exactly like what you guys are doing. And it's impactful. It makes a difference. And that's
so we're going to connect. We're going to do a really cool little collab video, and Josh will make it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We're
Thank you guys.
We're going to sign off. You guys stay on for just a minute. Okay. Because we want to come back and talk to you for a second.
You know what happens every single time?
What?
We have a great chat, great conversation. We stop going live, and then we end up having a full-on other podcast that doesn't get recorded. Almost better,
Well, what do you want to do?
Now we're going to sign off and have a good podcast around too. It's all good.
Thank you guys for a minute
for tuning in. Don't forget to check out 2LaneLIVE.com for blogs and parts and travels and, booking Eagle Riders and just having a good time on the interwebs. So what else? Anything else?
Well, I had a guy comment, say, why don't you say this anymore? I miss it. So if you had as much fun watching this as we did making it, then a good time was had by all.
I don't think that was any comment. He heard it today on a drop we were watching. No. I swear to God, we heard it today on the drop. I want to see the comment.
Hey, I'll tell you the truth on my daughter's love.
Oh, come on.
A guy commented, Lance, I miss you saying that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Prove it to me.
Negative nanny, positive
Not negative.
Pete.
He heard it today on the damn drop we were watching.
So, hey, we'll see you all down the road.
Check out Kristen's info and Brandy's info and Daughters of the Road's info and Sin City Moto Girls info in the description of the video or podcast, or however you're watching later.
Boom.
Stay on, guys, for a second.